Howdy everyone, Pete Daddy here. We just completed this Luka Modric Flashback Premium SBC, and this card looks absolutely insane. I'm really excited to test him out, but as you can see here, we have not even entered a match with him yet. So what I thought we could do, we could go into a weekend league game, try him out. I'll let you know my first impressions, my thoughts on him, if he's worth completing. He is actually pretty cheap. He only requires an 85 rated squad and an 86 rated squad, and you get actually some decent packs back. And you know, fair play to EA, they have been giving us some pretty strong SBCs the last couple days. We're very hard on EA, and rightfully so when they don't do things right, but we do need to give them credit when they give us some good content. So I'm excited to test them out. I think there's a couple different ways you can play them. I've put a Hunter Kim style on him because I'm going to ask him to be my two-way CDM. I want him to get in the box. I want him to help facilitate the attack, maybe even bang in a few goals. But I feel like with his high work rates, he's still going to get back on defense. I think he has enough defending stats that you don't need to boost that, but you could also certainly put an anchor on this card, and then he would be much more defensive for you. Still would have amazing passing and dribbling, but I just really wanted to boost his pace and boost his shooting up to as high as possible to help with the attack. But I'm going to be playing him as a CDM and a 4-2-3-1, but I think I have kind of unique instructions. I have one of my CDMs on get forward, so I like one of my CDMs to just really get involved, really get into the business. And now I was playing Cyprian there, and I was not loving Cyprian, and that's one reason I decided to go ahead and do Modric. And what is going to hurt me a little bit, I'm going to have to play a tall on 5 chemistry, but I think he has good enough stats that it's not going to hurt him that much. And I'm playing a tall wide, so he's giving me a lot of different things. I think he will still be fine on 5 chemistry. The other great thing about Modric, he's Real Madrid and links with what I consider the best center back in the game, this team of the season, Sergio Ramos. And also, you know, Carvajal is maybe not the best right back, but he's up there in the top 5 minimum. You know, I haven't really necessarily had anyone better, but I can't say he's better than Lala or Dumfries or Trent Alexander-Arnold, some of those other epic right backs, but you know, he's right there. So have some really strong links with Modric. I looked at for a minute that Gareth Bale FUT birthday card, which is 5-star weak foot, but it's very expensive and has like 82 stamina, so I think I'm just going to go with a tall at 5 chemistry, at least test it out, see what happens. But let's just do it. Let's just go into a match. I'm hoping Modric is going to help me control the midfield a lot more than what Cyprian was doing. And now Cyprian has medium work rates, and I've got a better defensive record than I've had maybe the last several weekend leagues, and I'm getting good results. So maybe that medium attacking work rate, maybe that's better for what I'm asking. It looks like we're going up against a pretty insane team right here. They've got Eusebio, that's prime Eusebio. I believe that's base Cruyff, I believe. It could be mid Cruyff. I don't know. I think that's the base version, though. But anyway, epic team regardless, so we're going to have to really be at it. We are the home team, fortunately, which is good. I played 2 away matches earlier. Did not have the greatest success with those. I mean, I've won 1 and lost 1. I think we're... What are we? Are we 12-3? I think we're 12-3 right now. So we've only completed half of our games. We've only got a few more hours left of weekend league, so I'm going to have to really go at it if we're going to be able to complete everything. But I guess let's see if we can get Modric involved early. Just kind of get back out here. But yeah, there's Luka Modric. I think he's going to feel really strong on the ball. He was slightly heavy there with that turn, but I guess we'll just see what he can do. You know, just get him involved a little bit. He's not, honestly, I'm not loving him on the ball, but maybe the gameplay is just not great. But Dries Mertens, I did a review on Dries Mertens. If you're new here, please make sure to subscribe down below. Dries Mertens has been absolutely ridiculous. I mean, just absolutely insane, just banging goals in left and right. And I love that dynamic image after he scores the goals. It's like the perfect picture there for him. But I don't know if the gameplay is not perfect right now or not. I didn't have great gameplay earlier, but the first couple touches with Modric I did not love. So we shall see what he does. I mean, he was moving nicely there. And let's concentrate some on our defense, make sure we don't give up anything cheap right back in our face. You know, you always have to be weary of kickoff goals. I'm kind of trying to drag everyone back right now. And there's Sergio Ramos, like I said, my opinion, the best center back in the game. I think maybe the game is just a little heavy right now, and that's part of the problem. You never know what you're going to get in this game. And, yesterday I was having so much fun with the game, just epic connection. The 2 games I played earlier were not good connection, and I feel like this is another one. So which is also, I was going to say maybe not the best way to... Oh, nice pass from Modric to Luka. So Luka Modric right away getting involved, giving the assist, facilitating to Lucas. But anyway, I was going to say maybe this isn't the best way to test Luka Modric, but actually it's probably the best way to test him, because unfortunately we probably enter days when the gameplay is not the best more than we do days when the gameplay is just silky smooth. But I don't understand it, because I feel like yesterday would have had just as much traffic as today. I've never seen a breakdown like who plays weekend league games win, so I don't know if one day is more traffic than the other days, but whatever. I would feel like it would be, especially like Saturday and Sunday, I feel like would be fairly equal, but I don't know, maybe Sunday has the most. And I've never noticed a pattern. Some days I'll be like, oh yeah, Friday is the day to play, and then the next weekend league I'll try to play all my games on Friday, and I get terrible connections. So I mean, you just never know for sure. But anyway, like what I'm trying to say is, and there's Modric on defense, so I think I'm maybe loving this card. He's not feeling silky smooth on the ball, but I think it is the gameplay, because even Lucas there is feeling a little bit like a truck turning, and Modric is still delivering some stuff for me. I feel like those, because I had him take the first couple touches and they didn't feel super special by any means, and then now that I've had some of my other, and there's Modric. Oh my, I'm in love. Luka Modric, absolute legend, Ballon d'Or winner, just absolute legend, bearing a goal for us, already a goal and assist, and the first, 21 minutes of the match. Absolutely dominant. Luka Modric, welcome to the club. And, what can I say? I mean, that wasn't even from the greatest angle either, and he just buried it. And I'm sure he will. He'll get a dynamic image. I know we're kind of suckers for dynamic images, but it does look pretty cool on the card, so hopefully he will get a dynamic image soon. But already 3-0 up. What a great start to the match. I don't know if my opponent is already quitting. He's not controlling anyone now, so I don't know if he's just going to time out. But pretty epic from Luka Modric at the start. But still, there you can see there just how the ball bounced right off of Allen. Luckily, we have the 3-0 lead. When you've got the lead, you can kind of be like, oh, yeah, ha, 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 the game's not playing that great. But if it was 0-0 and we missed some of our chances, and, you're kind of just like, oh, my God, I hate this game. So, but when you're 3-0 up and scoring the goals, let's see if 5 chemistry is better than 10 chemistry. So, or I should say, 5 chemistry, I'm trying to think how I should say that. 5 chemistry right winger is better than no chemistry at all, or I don't know. I was trying to come up with something clever with at all, but it wasn't quite working out. But whoa, what Courtois is getting frisky up there. Changed him to my kick taker. Better change that out. Let Ramos do that. But Courtois wants to get involved in the attack. I mean, this is like, I played a match earlier and I even tweeted about it. Also, if you're new here, please make sure to follow me on Twitter, petedaddy FIFA. And it was one of those, like I said, yesterday was amazing gameplay. Today it's been I had one of those matches where if I'd have played it yesterday, I probably would have won 4-0, and they would have rage quit in the 40th minute. I had 12 shots, my opponent had 2, and it ended up being a 1-1 extra time thriller. But look at, man, Luka Modric, that is what I'm wanting, a guy that is going to get involved, a CDM that will get involved in the attack. And that we're starting to get a little bit of EA shift from my opponent there, banging one off the post, but that's fine. But anyway, what I was trying to say is, I wasn't burying anything earlier, and today, right now, we're burying everything, which is great. So 5-0 lead early. This is going absolutely insanely well. Luka Modric has brought new life into the team. Cyprian was just a little too passive with his medium work rates. He's just kind of hanging out, not really going forward, not really committing back, not really doing anything special. Modric, people respect that. You get a Ballon d'Or winner out here. People are just like, oh man, we've got to play, we've got to do our job now. So Pretty epic. So I would say based off of this, you know, and it kind of depends on how you want to play him. You know, I asked my CDM, and I think that's why I wasn't liking Cyprian much, because Cyprian just was not getting involved in the attack. I've seen Modric getting like, look at him, he's up there in the box. Maybe I don't want him to get quite that frisky, but I guess if we're up 5-0, but you could see there Modric was up there already in the box, which is kind of what I want, especially, you know, when you're needing. And then what, Modric's up here playing striker now. He's offside. Modric's going crazy. He's like, I'm taking over this team. This is going to be my team. Modric's just going wherever he wants to go. So, but that's kind of what I want. You want that unpredictability and attack, and that's why I love my CDM to get forward. If he's going to be that extremely frisky, I may need to have one, you know, have another instruction, you know, like change something over to this and have him be more on balance instead of get forward, because, you know, you don't want to get caught out with him, especially, you know, if we were up 1-0 in the 80th minute or something, I maybe don't want him to be up there playing as a striker. So I love that for, you know, normal play, you know, but if you're trying to see out a match or something, you maybe don't want him to, like I said, be that far in the box. But I do love that he is moving, he is working, he's doing things, so that's absolutely epic. And that was, when I did my review of Dries Mertens yesterday, that was the thing I loved the most about him. He was just kind of instinctively getting into those places, and Italian Stallion did a video a few days ago that was really, really good. Maybe it was like 2 weeks ago or something, just kind of comparing the attacking AI in FIFA 20 to where we were in FIFA 17, and just how people in FIFA 20 aren't moving. I've been talking about something like that for a couple months myself. I didn't do it as eloquently or as with as much evidence as Italian Stallion did, so, you know, fair play to Italian Stallion. If you haven't seen that video, you should check it out. But anyways, Mertens was actually moving without me triggering him, and like I've said, and I believe Stallion said in his video as well, you're not always able to like move to trigger exactly who you want to trigger. You need people to kind of move and show themselves, and, you know, show me your feet, let me know where you are. And it seems like Modric is doing the same thing as Mertens. And I don't know what his attack positioning is. I kind of want to say it's 99, but what my point is, I've played with tons of players that have been 99 attack positioning, especially if you put like a Deadeye or a shooting boost on a lot of them, you're going to get their attack positioning up to something like 99. And then, but most of them do not move that way. So there's something extra in Mertens' card, and it appears like there's something extra in Modric's card to actually be moving and doing things for me without just staying static. So that is pretty special. And then, you know, we're just, you know, you kind of, you know, I feel bad for the guy now. You know, once you get a couple goals, it's just hard to dig out of that hole. You know, it's hard to have that same mindset of wanting to play. So I understand. I feel for my opponent here, but hopefully we can see out this result, get another clean sheet. My defense has been really epic. Maybe it's just Sergio Ramos. I was kind of trying to tell myself it was Cyprian. I was trying to justify, one, completing Cyprian, and two, you know, keeping him on the team. But I think my defensive prowess is more to bring in Ramos into the club, who I feel like is the best center back in the game, hands down. And, you know, I was really distraught, or not distraught, I was upset when he wasn't included in the Ultimate Team of the season, because that meant his price was not going to come down at all. But we were still able to get him at a reasonable level. Oh, almost got a taw through again. Good defending from my opponent. Get Modric. Let's see if we can get, yeah, look at Modric move. I mean, that, you know, that was for a through ball, but still, you know, I'm really liking his movements. And like I said, this game, his touches are a little bit off, but everybody's are just a hint off, just a little bit slow on the ball. Oh, Douglas Costa thought he was going to get involved in the scoring party. I've liked that Douglas Costa FUT birthday card too. I've liked him down the wing. You know, down the wing is kind of a different skill set than, you know, your central players. So he does a lot of that dribbling, and it's got the pace and some strength, and just able to create space down the wing, unlock defenses, do all of that good stuff. And just keep seeing out this match. I'm a little surprised my opponent didn't rage quit in the first half, but I don't blame him. You know, sometimes you want those 400 division rivals points. But there you saw Modric coming back as well, and that's what I want out of my CDM. The most I've seen out of that, I've talked about this as well, my favorite box-to-box CDM has been Raja Nainggolan, and he has high work rates as well, and he seemed to always get forward. but always work his booty off to get back. And it seems like Modric is getting back. You know, I'm back here controlling him as well, doing all the things that we need to do out of him. So as of right now, I'm absolutely loving Luka Modric. Just absolute legend. Let's see. Come on. Let's get something going. Yeah, I mean, I'm seeing Modric involved everywhere. Like, he's just doing a little bit of everything, which is, like I said, exactly what I asked for out of my CDM in a 4-2-3-1. I want him to facilitate attack. Oh, as Eusebio is going to get free. I was kind of took my hand off the controller a second, which is fine. Let my opponent have a goal, no problem. You don't... Actually, I think you do get a points boost for a clean... I mean, like 75 FIFA coins for a clean sheet, but who cares? No big deal on that. Give my opponent a goal with his prime Eusebio. And there, Modric again, everywhere. Nice pass up to Lucas. Let's see if we can get back to Modric. Oh, Modric did get bullied off the ball a little bit there by Diego Carlos. He doesn't have the most strength in the world, which an anchor would help him with that a little bit, but he maybe wouldn't be as quite involved in the attack. And also, you know, you want that pace on him because you're asking him to be just all over the pitch. And then Lucas, I think Lucas, absolute legend as well. I'm almost getting close. I mean, other than Sergio Ramos, I mean, I guess my keeper, I wish I had an SBC keeper. And, you know, right back, you know, I'm getting close to like almost a full SBC team. I think that would be pretty cool to just have a full SBC team. I don't know. I mean, when footies come out, there'll probably be some other options I could put in here. And if EA keeps releasing some of these really strong cards like Mertens, like even that Danny Ings, I just had no way of fitting into the club at my current configuration, so I didn't even bother with him. But he was a strong card as well. That Mertens was a really strong card. So, you know, it'd be cool to have just like a full SBC team. Like, I don't even have hardly any team of the seasons in my lineup now. Like, I've got a Moments Lucas, a Flashback Mertens, a FUT Birthday Douglas Costa. It's now Flashback. Is it Flashback Allen or Moments Allen? I think it's a Flashback Allen. And then it's Flashback Modric. And then the only one is team of the season at all as far as my attackers go. Defense, it's a Moments Alexandro, a Moments Militao, believe maybe, whatever, you know, SBC. It doesn't matter if they're Moments or Flashback, whatever, SBC. And then I have team of the season Ramos and team of the season Carvajal. But other than that, just all of them are SBC players. I've liked Courtois. I've preached this year that Ter Stegen is the best keeper in the game by far, but I feel like maybe they've nerfed Ter Stegen a little bit. He just does not seem as impressive as he was earlier in the year. I don't know if attackers have just gotten better or if they actually physically did something to Ter Stegen. I'm not for sure. But either way, I'm liking that Courtois a lot. And let's see, let's give our opponent another goal, give them some fair play, let them feel good about themselves going into their next match. You know, make it look like we're going to defend it, but, you know, not really defend it. Try to make it look not so. I don't even know if he's going to try to score. Oh, there you go. Oh, Courtois with the nice save. But Courtois is tall. I've loved Courtois before. I've had at the very beginning of the year, I preferred, like, you know, the first month or so, I preferred Courtois to Ter Stegen. Then Ter Stegen seemed to be, then, you know, Courtois started playing terribly for me. And then Ter Stegen just was an absolute monster, like winning games by himself. Let's see if I can give the ball to my opponent. I don't think we're going to be able to do it. Not just too much AI presence there, but we got the win 6-1. Let's check out, see what the player rating is for Luka Modric. Lucas got a hat trick, so definitely help facilitate the attack. We'll maybe take a quick look at some of our highlights. Modric with a 9.6. He had a goal. He had 2 assists. I don't know if I even knew that he had 2 assists. I know he had the one, just 1 shot on target, 28 out of 30, and you can see how much more involved. And that's kind of crazy, too. Look at Douglas Costa, only had 12 passes, so we were definitely keeping it up the middle. Dribbles completed, not quite as many dribbles completed as I'd like to see, but that's not that bad. You know, part of it is, you know, the match, once it got 3-0 early, is kind of like just, you don't have that pressure, so, you know, we were not taking it quite as seriously. And look at that. Look at that. Tackles won. 6 out of 6. Modric had more tackles. I mean, and this, you know, maybe we had a better connection than I thought. Like, if you see Dries Mertens winning 3 out of 3 tackles, that's a little crazy too. but Modric winning 6 out of 6, and maybe that's part of it. And what is the most frustrating thing about the game? I would have rather won that match, say 3-1, and Modric win 4 out of 6, and then every game is like that. Instead of the next match I play, Modric goes 0 for 6 out of his tackles, if you know what I'm saying. Like, I just want that consistency, and I don't know if it's home or away. The 2 matches I played earlier that were just like mind-numbing were away matches, and that can be an issue in bad connection. I don't know exactly what it was, but like I'm saying, it feels like if you see my tackles one there, that's insanely high. Like, there was one, 2 missed tackles. Allen, 3 out of 4. Ramos, 3 out of 4. Everyone else was perfect tackles, and you just don't see that often. It's just like everything was my way that game, apparently. And then the next game, that could flip. And then, like I said, Modric could be 1 out of 6 on his tackles, and Militao's 0 for 2, and Ramos is 1 for 4, and so that can make a huge difference in how the game plays out for you. But I'd rather, what I'm trying to say overall is I would just like to see it be completely consistent, that it just works that way every game. But anyway, Luka Modric, based on that match, absolute legend. I mean, and we didn't even have that many shots on target. That's another one. We had better pass accuracy earlier. We were kind of just passing the ball around in the second half. Let's take a look at a couple highlights. Let's just see what was happening. So there, Modric was involved. Just kind of I'm focusing on Modric. So Modric here had the ball. Nice pass in. He drew a couple people around him. Was controlling the ball nicely. Then we get it over to Lucas, back to Mertens, and Mertens buries that one. But Modric was, kind of involved here. I believe this one Modric does get an assist. Am I right? No, maybe not. Okay, so that one was a Tall's goal. So, yeah, that one was just over to a Tall who buried that one. Oh, I went down. I thought it was on the second one. Yeah, so here we go. I went down too far. So, yeah, Modric with just a little nice, beautifully weighted pass. Modric put it out there. Sometimes you get that pass and your midfielder will put too much power on it. It allows the keeper to come out and grab it, but that one was perfectly weighted. Let me just take a look at that one more time. But, like I said, a lot of times from this scenario here, your midfielder will put just too much power on that ball, and then it ends up, you can see Ter Stegen's running out, but that ball just perfectly weighted, gets it on Lucas's shooting foot there, and able to bury it without Ter Stegen able to grab it. Then Modric gets have a little give and go, 3-man give and go. That works out really well. This is one great way to always score. You have the 3-man, so we have the 1-2 pass, Modric to Mertens, but Mertens isn't going to have a great angle to pass back to Modric. But get it over to Lucas, and then now Modric, and not even from the greatest angle in the world, but buries that one. And then what was that? I know it wasn't the Atal. What other assist did Modric have? Okay, so that one was a little bit of Lucas, but you can see Modric up in the box, and that may be crazy, but that's the way I want to play. I like my CDM to get involved. I don't necessarily, he did have a couple times where he was at striker, and I don't necessarily want my CDM to be at the furthest man up, be the one triggering the offside line. But I do want my CDM kind of here on the edge of the box, getting involved, giving me another man to pass to, letting my actual striker and Cam be more in the box, and then so even though Lucas did a lot of the work there, Modric was where I wanted him to be, in and around the box. But then a lot of times he was way back too defending, so that was working out perfect. And then I don't know if anything happened on this one. Let's see what Modric's positioning is here. I think, let me see if I can change it back around here. Need one where I can roam a little bit. And I'm getting off on all other cameras. See, I think Modric is back. Okay, yeah, I see Modric there back, hanging out a little bit. So I'm kind of curious what's going on here. Where is Allen in all of this? Okay, so I see Allen up top there, so that would be really smart if Modric kind of hangs back here. Let's see if he runs on in. So he did. He kind of stopped. Okay, that is good. So that looks like amazing positioning, because you can see Allen, my other CDM, is kind of at on the edge of the box right there. And so Modric is still hanging out back, kind of filling that role. So even though he's on that stay forward, he has enough smarts to not just run forward when Allen is also committed. So that is really nice. So based on this game, I mean, Modric looks like an absolute freaking monster, just dominating play. I'm in love with him so far. If you do him, let me know how he's working for you down below. But anyways, guys, we're going to wrap up the video. If you're new here, please make sure to subscribe. Follow me on Twitter. Follow me everywhere. But I'll see you guys soon. Bye.